Alright, I have not filmed much in this section because that is the trail. And let's look over here. Not as bad right here, but it's been like this for a little while. Well, it's been like this for most of the day, where it's either burnt or the trail just doesn't exist because it's washed out from the previous fires, or there's lots of blowdowns, or it's just quite overgrown. So I am quite mentally drained and just haven't had the energy to take out the camera at all. So I was just on top of that peak maybe a few hours ago. Blue Mountain, I think it was. Came all the way down through one of those canyons and then all the way up to where I am now. A really cool place. Seems like maybe it's in operation but just not manned or anything. There's a national historic marker on it, so who knows, but yeah, very fun. I love seeing fire lookout towers. The Rio Grande, which I believe runs through Albuquerque. Albuquerque's directly that way. I only have 150 miles to go, or about that. I'm not exactly sure. How can you be sure? Because the Grand Enchantment Trail officially crosses this river like 10 miles that way, but obviously the river is flowing way too fast and is way too high to cross it on my own 2 feet or even swimming, so I've detoured south to a bridge. This is like an abandoned ranch, an abandoned cattle farm of sorts, but they still maintain at least like the water source. So that giant tank is just a big pool of water, and the windmill is pumping the water from a spring into the tank. Now the tank has something special in it. Of course it's got water, but it's also got 4 or 5 koi fish. Koi fish. Yeah, strange. Who would put koi fish in there? I don't know, but very funny to see. Nice little rattlesnake. It's fairly small. Not that one, but you can see my footprint right here. Maybe 2 feet away, maybe. And then you can see my other footprint right over here where I jumped off to the right. Yeah. It's not rattling at me or anything. It's being very kind. But definitely gave me a good scare. Alright, so next morning, nice, again, just cattle trough essentially. And I figured this koi fish thing out, I think, because there's more in this one. I'm gonna guess that these fish eat the algae. And that's why they're in these things. Because a lot of these ponds I've been drinking from are just covered in like green algae. So I'm gonna guess that these fish eat that kind of stuff. So I just went a mile and 500 feet of ascent out of my way in the wrong direction. Because Grand Enchantment Trail just so infrequently has like well groomed trail, like an actual trail. There's a lot of trail, but not trail that's been used in a long time. So as I'm starting to go up this mountain, right in front of me is a really nice, like groomed, well worn in path. And everything's great until, for whatever reason, eventually, I check my map and I'm going in totally the wrong direction on totally the wrong side of the mountain. So now I'm back to where I'm supposed to be, which very luckily is also a well manicured, groomed, well used trail. Cause oh man, that would have been a true like cherry on top if the trail I was supposed to be on was just like a bushwhack. Whereas there's this like really cool other trail like right over there. So far I feel like that's the furthest on this hike that I've gone in the wrong direction, which is a little surprising just given how obscure a lot of the trail is out here. You know, where you're going from a cow path to a dirt road to a wash, crossing under a barbed wire fence, to cross country to a different wash, to more cross country, to this is made even better because in this section I'm carrying less food purposefully because I'm close to the end and I'm hedging my bets that I'm gonna go faster than planned. So there's 2 extra miles right there to add on to the total. So I think those are the Sandia Mountains. And that is the last mountain range of my trip. So I will be going through a small little town soon. And then this evening I'll be starting the switchbacks going up and up and up. And tomorrow I'll be following the crest of the mountains. And I'll basically be done. So tomorrow is my last day on trail. I am basically done. It's Albuquerque, man. I'm close. Albuquerque, man. Albuquerque. So, technically this is the terminus, but to me, the tram, the restaurant, the top of the mountain, that's my terminus. Unofficial, but hey, I think it's really cool, really special, really unique. I've never ridden something like that before, and I had a lot of fun. So, that's it. The Grand Enchantment Trail. Something like 790 miles walked. I averaged a little bit over 20 miles a day. Hiked it in 39 days, which was about what I expected. I only met 6 other Grand Enchantment Trail hikers the entire time. It was a very lonely and remote experience, an isolating experience in many more ways than just one. But it was beautiful. It was interesting. I feel like I really learned a lot. So thank you, Brett Tucker, for creating such an amazing, interesting thing. Thank you, Melissa, as surely this isn't all Brett, but who knows, maybe. Thank you to the few people I did meet. Thank you to those that contributed to the water report and conditions and updates. Thank you to Troy, who's about to pick me up from the trailhead. Goodbye.